Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to Womanhood Untold. I would like to know your thoughts. If you were in this kind of situation, what would you have done? And this applies to both men and women. Please feel free to reach out and share your thoughts about this. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. I'll be sharing my own personal story with you guys while I do my makeup. So sit tight, grab a popcorn, and listen to my story. Once again, welcome to Womanhood Untold, whereby we're sharing feminine stories that have been silenced and gone untold for centuries and years, whereby promoting a lot of discrepancies and unhealthy behaviors in society. This channel is about breaking the silence. This is my real face without any makeup and all that. The other day, last week, I went out towards Yaba side of Lagos. I went out with my two kids. I have a toddler and a baby. I was backing my baby and holding my toddler and at the bus stop. I was waiting for a bus to catch me. While I was at the bus stop waiting for a bus, I just felt something touching my behind, touching me down there. And I was confused, what's going on? What was that? So I turned back to look, and to my greatest surprise, guys, I repeat, to my greatest surprise, it was a guy that was grabbing my ass. I was confused because at that point I didn't know what to do. I'm holding my baby, backing a child. I was carrying load in my other hand, and a guy that was passing by thought that the best thing to do in public was to hold a married woman's ass, in public. The thing that really got me that day was that there was this man that was passing by when all of this happened, and he literally saw the guy grab my ass, and this man turned, looked at me, looked at the stranger, looked at me, looked at the stranger, and was smiling. Guys, I was devastated. I was very confused. In situations like this, if I was his sister, his mother, his wife, his daughter, will he be shining teeth at a fellow man for harassing a total stranger in public? I was very devastated. Which brings me down to the fact that a lot of these men are morally and properly dressed. No part of my body is exposed. It was as bad as I was backing a baby, holding one in my hand. There was nothing on me that was exposing my body or anything. I was literally waiting for a bus in public where it was a crowded place. This is not my first time having such experience in public where a man sees me and feels like it's right to just objectify me and abuse me, even though it's a public space or scene. Now, whenever stuff like this happens to me, I used to be baffled and wonder if it was in private, God, if it was in private, what would have been my fate? What would have been my hope? Let me also add that when I looked at the man that harassed me, he looked not, I'm not going to say he didn't look mad, because he didn't have a rag clothes, he didn't have a dirty clothes, and he did not have that dreaded hair, but he did not look like somebody that was very old. Another experience of mine in such scenario, I was on the road when I was younger. This was before I got married, and I stepped out to run an errand. I went to get something in my area. So this particular day, it was an evening, and a bike man was passing. And to my dismay, I was properly dressed. Like I said, I was a teenager in my dad's house. I just went to run an errand, and to my dismay, this bike man, for no reason whatsoever, stopped beside me. Literally stopped right beside me and grabbed my breasts on his bike. Do you feel the shock? Like, I froze. Like, I was very young. I think I was like 15, 14, 15, 16. I've not entered 15. Like, I was very young. Like, I froze on the road. I was like, then after like a couple seconds, I just started shouting, blood of Jesus, blood of Jesus, blood of Jesus. I was really scared and I started shouting, blood of Jesus, blood of Jesus, blood of Jesus. So when I started shouting blood of Jesus, the bike man sped off. I ran home. Like, I was traumatized. I ran home and went to tell my mom. So if you have any stories like this or anything that is quite alarming, and you want to share to the general public, please feel free. If you're presently going through abuse, harassment, or any of such, please feel free to reach out to me. We are here to help you. This platform was created for people like this, married or not. Please, assault goes on in marriages too. So feel free, married or not, single relationship, any form, feel free. On my interview chronicles of assault, harassment,